Hey, everybody. What's up? It's Crystal Renee, and I am back fresh off vacation from Greece. And I'm here with one of the illustrious speakers for the Brand BuildHER Blueprint Summit, Vicky Cleary. I'm super excited to have her as a guest today for the Simply She community. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Vicky and just let her introduce herself really quickly.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Vicky Cleary, and I'm a healthy lifestyle coach. So I work with ambitious women to create their lives around, well, not create their lives around, but help to create healthy habits that help to improve their lives so that they feel better and have more energy.
Awesome. Yes. And like I said, Vicky is one of our speakers for the Brand BuildHER Blueprint Summit that is taking place this weekend. So, in just 4 days, the Brand BuildHER Blueprint Summit kicks off October the 6th virtually and October the 7th in person in Lanham, Maryland. That is at 4200 Forbes Boulevard, Suite 108, Lanham, Maryland. If you guys have not gotten your tickets yet, you still have some time to do so. Just make sure you click the link in the description of this live to grab your tickets. And don't forget to upgrade to the VIP experience so that number one, you have a chance to get the replay from all the speakers that you're going to hear. But also, you have a chance to go back, kind of digest the material, sit with it, and you can implement that over time. And in addition to VIP ticket holders, get a lot of bonuses that our speakers have provided for you guys. Just additional tools to help you grow and scale your business. So you don't want to miss out on that. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and just dive right in. So your topic for the summit is mindful momentum. Can you just kind of tell us a little bit about what that means?
Sure. Yeah. So really, I guess maybe I should have included this in when I introduced myself. So not only am I a health coach, but I'm also a certified project manager. And what I really wanted to do is provide the audience with some tools that they probably are already using. So we're not reinventing the wheel, but then mindfully, intentionally applying them towards healthy habit change, so that they can, yeah, show up a little bit more with clear mind, a little bit wiser, a little bit more energy as they go through their business, whatever they have to sit down and do for work that day. It's really about just being intentional about taking what we already know and applying it a little differently so that we can be better.
Absolutely. I think that's an important tool or set of tools to have in your arsenal because entrepreneurship brings many challenges, on a daily basis. And, you could definitely be facing different challenges every day. No 2 days are the same in a lot of our cases. And so I think that's important for you to be able to take what you already have or take what not reinvent the wheel, but still be able to use what's already inside of you to kind of maximize the productivity in your business. So that's pretty
Right.
cool.
Right.
So you talked about project management. What type of project manager are you?
So right now I guess it's called a corporate project manager. I am helping to establish a PMO in a not-for-profit who hasn't really had a good history of executing projects, on time or a budget. So we're trying to change the culture a little bit, trying to change the mindset a little bit around execution and being more efficient. So from a corporate standpoint, I get to see a lot of different layers of the company and kind of apply project management skills throughout. Before that, I was a project manager at an advertising agency, so it was very different. And I got to work with a lot of creative people, which was fun and also challenging at the same time. But I really get to see, just what I found in this role, period, across my experiences. You really get to work with a lot of different people, a lot of different skill sets, a lot of different personalities, but it all kind of helps, make you better at both as a person and as a project manager, so that when you go into your next project, when you go into your next thing, you take that experience and make it better.
Yeah, that's I'm glad you kind of touched on that because I think I want to highlight that for a second for our entrepreneurs that are listening. They may not understand the importance of project management because I often say that my life and my business it's just one big huge project that we have to manage, especially your business. And I think people just kind of go in it, well, I'm just going to get things done and not realizing that there's a way in which you can do things more efficiently. And oh, by the way, if you have a team and you're trying to manage that process for yourself or manage processes for yourself, project management can be an effective tool for you at as the CEO of the company. So could you tell us maybe a little bit about what it's like to kind of implement? Well, first tell us what a PMO is. I don't think a lot of people know what that is. Project Management Office, right?
Yes.
What that means and like what that process is like of like implementing that in like an organization.
Sure. Well, it's just like with entrepreneurship, no 2 days are the same. But yeah, PMO is a project management office, and so essentially, it's a central department meant to, if we've got tools and processes, they kind of are centralized within the organization, so that if another department, they don't know where to go or they don't know what to do for that kind of stuff. Oh, well, I know I can go to the PMO. So I get a lot of phone calls, meet with a lot of people trying to understand, like, where can I get this asset or where can I find this? And so then I can help them either find it or we create it, because again, we're creating the project management office as a whole, and so we've had to establish a lot of new tools for the company, and so sometimes we don't have it yet and I have to create it or I have to work with them to create it. But there's a lot of collaboration, so working with the leaders of the company and just a lot of the just all of the employees to make sure that what I'm providing to them is useful, is helpful, that it makes sense. And one of those things, we actually just are getting started implementing a project management software that we're going to use to help across all the different departments. So that's kind of fun and exciting. But the other thing that I would say about it is having a vision for where you're going, right? So it's not just like you were saying, I sit down and I'm going to check off these things on my list, but you don't want to just have a checklist. You want to have a vision for where you're going. And so, if I sit down with a department or a client, right? Because the coaching that I do from the healthy lifestyle stuff, it's all about the same. Like, what's your vision? Where do you want to go? And then we start to pare down, what do we need to be doing today? But it's a process of narrowing it down. And I talk about that in Mindful Momentum in the talk that I give both Friday and Saturday. So it really is taking that vision, honing it until I know when I sit down today, this is what I need to do, whether it's for work, my business, my health, family, all the things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think again, people underestimate the importance of project management just in general, from what I've seen and in my experience. And you said project management software, people are like, "Oh, I need software for that."
Yeah.
Yes,
It's helpful.
it's helpful. It's a tool that's going to help you be able to start and finish projects on time and on budget, especially in your business, especially as things get more complex for you as the business owner. So I just want to highlight that for folks who are listening or who will be catching the replay later. Also, if you guys have questions for Vicky or for me, you can go ahead and drop those into the comment section and we'll make sure that we answer your questions. But now I want to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about entrepreneurship. So focus that on that lens. What's been the most difficult part of your entrepreneurship journey thus far?
I feel like this probably changes whenever people ask me, because it probably depends on the day. Today, what I would say is I'm a solopreneur, right? So I have my own business, but I'm the only one in it, and I'm the only one doing all the things, unless I decide to hire a consultant or hire someone else to do. And I'm not, I'm just not inclined to do that. I'm not inclined to ask for help, which is kind of funny because when I talk to my clients, it's like, ask for help, get support, but I have a doer's mindset sometimes, and I just want to be the one to get it done rather than try to farm it out. So I'd say that's probably the biggest thing, is understanding what my bandwidth is and understanding yes, I could learn how to do a lot of different things. Do I want to spend my time there? And, can my time be better spent elsewhere? So there's a lot of things that I'm learning to recognize, okay, that can either, it doesn't need to be done, or I can find someone that can do it. So right now it's more about delegation and understanding whether it's really critical to what needs to happen.
Yeah, and that's an important um, place or juncture I think that we all come to in business. Is kind of like there is a point or there is a period of time where you do have to learn the things to do them because you don't have the resources to hire someone to get them done. Then there's a point where you do and you're on the fence about deciding, is this something I need to learn or is it something I just need to delegate to get it done? Maybe I'll come back to it later. Maybe I won't and just and continue to hire. So I think we all kind of go through that. The only thing I would say about that though is I'm very much a proponent of learning the fundamentals or underlying concept of something before delegation so that you know what success looks like. And then that way you have a successful delegation to someone, to a staff person or a vendor or someone that can help you get that particular project done. But I think we all kind of go through that point of, dang, do I really need to, do I need to learn this or do I just need to go ahead and hire and stop trying to control all the things and just let it go?
Yeah, I really like what you said though about understanding the fundamentals of the thing before you farm it out, because uh, both as an entrepreneur and understanding like how certain platforms work, because if for some reason the person I've sent it off to, if it doesn't work out, then I've got to be able to take it back. And I couldn't think of an example right now, but there's lots of different software that I have come to learn that if I were to hand it off and get it back, I need to understand how it works so that I can get in there and keep up with the thing. But it also applies to the teams that you work with, because there's a lot of companies, there's a lot of teams that I've worked with throughout my experience where we have a team member who does a thing, but we don't have anybody else who knows how to do that thing. And then when it comes time for that person to take time off, or if they were to ever leave, but I like to hone in on letting people be able to take time off and not have to take their computer with them, or not have to get bothered while they're trying to have downtime, just from the mental standpoint of it. And so when we can either ourselves as the leader or have other team members who can understand the thing, whatever it is, then we can let some of our other team members take that time off when they need it. Or if a team member were to leave, then you're not stuck without that capability.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. I think we all get to that point, and then sometimes you have to you got to do a quick hire, and it's like, we all go through those things. But I think that is a space that we all, or like a path we all cross at some point in our entrepreneurship journey. So that's a good one. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are just starting out?
This probably changes by the day too. I think I've been thinking a lot about my own self-care. I mean, and as a health coach, it's like in my face because I'm learning and I'm sharing with my clients. But just understanding as an entrepreneur, and I have a career and a family, my own self-care and understanding how getting myself in the right headspace, getting myself in the right physical space just makes me show up so much better for my clients, for my family, for my job and those employees that I work with. And that looks different for everyone. Self-care, it's not bubble baths and eye masks and whatever's, but it's taking a couple minutes for some deep breaths, or taking some time to write out your thoughts when they're all jumbled up or bottled up, so that you can more clearly articulate what it is that you need to say in a given moment. It can be a lot of things, right, beyond just the traditional self-care, but taking that time for yourself, even if it's just a couple minutes here and there during the day, can make such a huge difference. And I learned this through going through my certification, my PMP certification, because I would sit in my basement. I think I might have told you this story before, but I would sit in my basement studying, and into like late night, 1, 2 a.m., trying to get, because I was like, I got to take the test by this time or whatever. But then that pattern turned into work the stuff that I needed to do for work. I would stay up late trying to get stuff done. And then it turned into, when I was an entrepreneur, became an entrepreneur, it turned into, I got to stay up late so I can fit in stuff for the business. And so I kind of developed that pattern. And so little sleep, probably an extra cup of coffee than I needed. And so once I really started to hone in on like, okay, what am I doing to myself just to help other people? I need to turn that lens back to myself so that I can more efficiently and more effectively show up where I need to show up. So self-care in all its various forms would be what I would advise anyone, not just an entrepreneur, to take a look at.
Yeah, definitely. Self-care is very important. I think entrepreneurs, we definitely sacrifice ourselves to run the business or to make the business grow. I can speak personally and say I did. I used to stay, like you talk about 1, 2 in the morning. I'm like 3, 4, 5 in the morning because I also had a career, and so it was just like, okay, what? There's not enough hours in the day. When are we going to do things? It's going to be at night. And I did that for years, and I have to say, I miss sleep. So there was a point where, and I've gotten a lot better at this now. I was just like, yeah, so it's not done. It'll be here tomorrow, and good night.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody dies.
Yeah.
Well, not with what I do. Nobody dies.
I had to set some serious boundaries. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I think I have to like shut the phone off. And I've also done other things too to help with that. Like now I have another business phone so that like I'm not bothered on my personal phone by calls for the business because people will call and text just to see if someone answers or just to get a response,
Oh,
which, I mean, it's like because social media, we are so connected now, there's
yeah.
really no boundary. You have to set them.
Right.
And
And
that's
enforce
one of
them.
yeah, that's one of the things that I talk to my clients about too. Is like just because you have an online business doesn't mean that you're open 24/7.
Oh gosh, yes.
So
Right.
make sure you set some business hours, and there's going to have to be a point where you don't respond to texts, calls, emails. You wait until the next day because those are your business hours,
Right.
and that's how you get people to respect your business and personal boundaries.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, just learning that lesson because I did that for my career, like you said. Like I would stay up late to get work done.
Yeah.
Be sending emails at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You're like, "Are you up?" Yes. You saw the email come
Why aren't you up? Yeah.
that. So yeah, I think that's really important in unlearning those unhealthy behaviors. That took a while because I was like, no, I have to get it done. I have to get it done. And
It does take time. Yeah.
yeah.
It's unraveling a whole set of was I was talking to I just recently wrapped up it was a 21-day habit challenge, and we had a wrap up call last night, and so I was talking to them about those layers of the mindset that we go through. So like that outer layer is the doing. The doing is so easy to do. I mean, if we're creating new habits and stuff, then that we falter a little bit, but doing is relatively easy. And then you get into that next layer, and it's all those thoughts and emotions that go along with the doing and the change and all the things. And it's easier to tap into that than the next layer, but it's still, a lot of us have a hard time even understanding what we're feeling, like emotional eating, or like how do we feel about those boundaries and all that. But then you get into that deeper layer, and that's all those deep ingrained, those stories that we've either known from the time we were born, we grew up with them, or somehow or other uh, picked up and got stuck in our brain. But that's what our brain starts to make these decisions off of subconsciously, and that's what's really hard to start to unpack and unravel and reprogram. But I mean, when you're working, you've got a career and you've got the boss saying, I have this deadline, or you yourself as an entrepreneur, you have this deadline, and you're like, I'm telling myself I've got to get this stuff done, but
Mm,
also stepping back and going through those layers. Do I need to get it done? What's driving that? Am I driving myself too hard? So that was just an interesting connection with the layers of the mindset and just all the stuff that we go through.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, Guys, if you guys have any questions for Vicky or questions for me, make sure you guys drop them in the comments. If you're watching the replay and you have questions, feel free to ask them there too. Let us know if you're team live or team replay. And we would love to hear from you and love to answer your questions, especially prior to the summit. Speaking of the summit, so if you've gotten your ticket already, you should have been getting the emails from me regarding a networking event that we're going to do on the 5th for ticket holders only to network with the speakers, ask questions even prior to hearing them speak, which is going to be pretty cool. And just getting a sneak peek into what you might hear and what you can get as a VIP ticket holder on October the 6th and October the 7th. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, click the link in the description of the live. Make sure you get your virtual ticket. It's free. And then you can upgrade to VIP, whether you're going to be virtual or in person. There's a ton of bonuses that you're definitely going to want, in addition to the recordings from all the speakers, all their talks, and a lot of other awesome goodies. So you don't want to miss out on that. Well, Vicky, it's been great having you. Where can people connect with you?
Oh, well, probably all the standard places. So definitely Facebook and Instagram. I'm probably on Instagram the most. So you can always follow me there at Uplift Healthy Lifestyle on both of those. I'm also on YouTube at Uplift Healthy Lifestyle. The podcast that I host there it's been a little dormant because I was recovering from illness and regrouping, but season 2 will be starting fairly soon. Yeah, or you can always send me an email if you've got questions about project management or about having a healthy lifestyle. Vicky, Vicky, at uplifthealthylifestyle.com.
Awesome. Any last words or last points of advice you want to leave the audience?
You know what? A really good one that I saw this morning actually on a post is that first step is always the hardest. And so if you can make that first step as small as it needs to be so that you can take it, that's how you start to make that progress and you start to make that momentum.
Awesome. I love that. Make the first step as small as you need it to be so that you can take it. Love that. Definitely a gem. Thank you so much, Vicky, for joining me on this live today. Guys, if you want to hear more from Vicky, make sure you get your tickets to the Brand BuildHER Blueprint Summit this Friday and this Saturday. It is here. We are here. We are 4 days away. You don't want to miss out. Lots and lots of tools in different industries that are going to help you grow and to scale your business. Seriously, having a successful business is not just about the revenue. There are so many different pieces to it that you need in order to make all the things work. Project management is definitely one of those things, right? It's going to help you to be able to drive revenue, increase revenue. If you don't have that skill set, know nothing about it, it's going to be difficult. So connect with Vicky in order to get more information about that and also living a healthy lifestyle. So again, thank you so much, Vicky, and thank you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Looking forward to the summit.
Awesome.